All right, welcome to the second part of the semester. As you may have noticed, you've all survived the midterm. Expect the midterm to come back the week after next. Now that isn't saying it will. It might come back next week or the week after, but if you take the middle way and expect it, then you'll either be very happy or by then you won't be disappointed because you'll be so wise. There are going to be some classes as a follow-up to this class next semester. Those are their numbers, and I'll talk more about them next week, or you can ask in your section. All right, today we're starting a new section of the class, and you're going to have a new meditation technique. So, when it's time to begin, you're going to have some music towards the end. Okay, now, it's like your old technique. It combines peaceful abiding and insight, but you will either be glad or sorry to know it's simpler. It's a matter of releasing more and giving out and kind of trusting. And it's elaborated in one of your readings, that one, so just prepare to happily do it and not worry about remembering every little thing about it, which won't be hard because it's simple. All right, so just sit up. Sit up comfortably. Now, traditionally, this technique is done with the eyes a little bit open and looking down. If you find that obnoxious, you can close them. Try it both ways. Now, you're not looking at anything. It's just you're keeping them open. And those of you who fall asleep or who have what you call trouble falling asleep, having your eyes a bit open helps. So, stepping in the body, noticing your natural breath. The essence of this technique is just flowing out very naturally with your natural out-breath and not worrying about the in-breath. So, notice that you're breathing in and out, and then just follow the out-breath. Go out and there'll be kind of a pause. And then when the next out-breath comes along, following the next out-breath. If you notice the in-breath, fine. If you don't notice the in-breath, fine. But you're not intentionally doing anything with the in-breath. So it's just going out. When you notice that you're thinking, thoughts have popped up, just acknowledge them with one little label, if you feel like it, and that label is thinking, because that's in fact what you're doing. That's less complicated. And back to the breath and going out to the out-breath. That's all there is to it. So, let's try it first. All right, so we are starting Mahayana. And about 500 years after Buddhism began in India, this new form of it began arising. One big characteristic, it had been primarily the monks who were carrying on the tradition earlier. They were the ones who meditated and realized whatever they realized and taught lay people. But lay people were feeding and the monks and listening to the discourses, as far as we know, and hoping by their virtuous actions to be able to be a monk or a nun in their next life. In the switch began happening that lay people were also practicing. And the same kind of thing, this is the same period that the Bhagavad Gita and those kinds of teachings were going on in Hinduism, was also something popular that a lot of you probably heard of, that was also that, do whatever your role is in the world and then offer the fruits of it to, in that case, the deity, and don't worry about going off and doing austerities and so on. Or you don't necessarily have to do that unless that's your role in the world. Now, there's some doctrinal changes, if you want to call it doctrine, or experiential changes, or changes. And from the tradition's own point of view, it takes the same things that are in earlier Buddhism and it just goes deeper into it, right? Like a microscope looking down and seeing the cells and little nanomolecules and all of that. And at the same time, you can think of it pulling away to a panoramic vastness where you're seeing the whole universe. So, like the telescope. So if you can imagine simultaneously going deeper and pulling back and seeing the things the Earth is made of, and at the same time seeing the Earth from space, those wonderful photographs and so on. From the point of view of everybody else, there are some additions, and common to all Mahayana is what we're going to talk about today. Emptiness, Shunyata, actually we'll be talking about it enough that maybe we'll have some glint about all that it is, and compassion, or the compassion, warmth, love dimension of human and other sentient beings' experience. And then later Mahayana has these other schools, and don't worry about them now. Okay, today we've got an amazing little text that's in your reader, and it's known affectionately by Mahayana and Vajrayana practitioners as the Heart Sutra. It's sometimes its name is the Prajnaparamita Sutra. It's usually translated as the Heart of Transcendent Knowledge, which is a kind of hokey translation, but here we are. It emphasizes the depth dimension, the emptiness dimension, the shunyata dimension. It also, according to me and lots of other people, contains the seeds for all the others, and I'll show you. Yes? Yes. Thank you for the question leading in. Okay, it's really a canonical Mahayana text. It's universally taught, it's chanted, it's studied, it's contemplated. In the Thich Nhat Hanh video, you heard him quoting from it. So I'm not making it up. And this is where I'm going to go whisking through it and give you a guide for reading it. Okay, and for those of you on the webcast, because I've got the text typed in, and if that doesn't show up, just go to number 41 in the reader. All right, it begins with, thus have I heard. Now, all Buddhist sutras begin that way. It's something that was heard and then written down. So this is a particular attitude towards text, that the real meaning, way back to the first lecture, is in the experience of it and what's transmitted by the teachers in the tradition and so on, rather than the specific words, or in other words, don't get too uptight about the words. And then once the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha at Vulture Peak Mountain, setting together with a great gathering of the Sangha, which is a community of monks, a great gathering of the community of new things, bodhisattvas. So here you see the way this kind of thing is pictured. Buddha is teaching, surrounded by monks earlier on, later surrounded by a little group of monks, and then there are all these other beings clustered around. And this is considered a revolutionary teaching, and the legend, of course, the Mahayana legend, not the Theravada legend, is that the monks and the arhats heard it, and they had heart attacks, and you'll see why. So in Mahayana, the ideal of the bodhisattva replaces the arhat ideal. The arhat gets enlightened and goes off somewhere to nirvana. The bodhisattva is someone who vows to remain in the world, life after life, helping other beings until everyone is enlightened. Okay. At that time, the Blessed One entered the samadhi, a deep meditative state that expresses the Dharma called profound illumination. At the same time, this bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara, a mahasattva, a great one, while practicing the profound, now the name of the sutra, Prajnaparamita, saw in this way, okay, something you'll recognize. He sees the 5 skandhas to be empty of nature. An alternative translation is the bodhisattva with this name, while moving in the deep course of perfect understanding, shed light on the 5 skandhas and found them equally empty. This shows that if you read these things in English, there are all kinds of translations, and again, this emphasizes there's a sense behind it. The words are words. So what's new here? Okay, Prajnaparamita is the wisdom that sees emptiness, or sees in depth through the appearances of things. And we don't know what it is yet, but it's deep. And it's spoken by a bodhisattva, and this is also, he's a great being, a mahasattva. In fact, he's kind of the arch bodhisattva of compassion. There are others. So whatever emptiness is, it's not going to be separate from compassion. And this is the way Avalokiteshvara is represented. He has all those heads and thousands of arms in order to live, and on each hand is an eye, which you can't see on that representation. So to see what sentient beings need and do the appropriate helpful things for each being. And you can also see that it's not being represented in exactly human form anymore. It's a principle of enlightenment. Then, through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra, that's the way you address monks, said, and Shariputra is the closest companion of the Buddha, says to the Bodhisattva, how should a son or daughter of a noble family practice who want to practice this thing? And Avalokiteshvara answers him, now, the Buddha is teaching, but he's not talking. I like this idea. I'd love to come in. And you'd all understand everything. We wouldn't need this. Oh, well, no, we do need this. All right. His wisdom sets up the environment, and then insight happens. And the Buddha also now is being seen as a kind of wisdom principle. He doesn't need to talk. He can just be there. And noble family doesn't mean the aristocrats of the day. It means the practitioners of this great vehicle, Mahayana. So remember, you're all sitting on your thrones. That's where those chairs came from. And notice that women are included, which was revolutionary for that time. Okay. So this is how the Bodhisattva answers for the benefit of everyone. He's not just talking to hear himself talk. He's a Bodhisattva. And he says, form is emptiness, and emptiness also is form. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is no other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness are emptiness. Okay, these are the most famous lines in Buddhism. This is what you heard Thich Nhat Hanh quoting, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. And this is kind of tripped out over, and people take up all kinds of wondrous things. In the 60s, people would get into states with the help of various substances, and they would listen to this and say, wow. And you have already one important key. What is form? Form is the first skandha. And it's the skandhas that are being called empty. Okay. So then all dharmas, little d dharmas, everything is emptiness. There aren't any characteristics. There's no birth. There's no cessation. No impurity. No decrease. No increase. These are the attributes of things. So there aren't any absolute things. And there aren't any absolute attributes. Now, remember the pen exercise? You can rest the pen or release it and it rolls around. It comes out and you can pick it up. So these characteristics are not glued to things. And see why they talk funny, like in your reader. And probably from the perspective of the tradition, I don't talk nearly funny enough to you. Well, okay, more on all of this later. You need to be mindful to see this because you have to first see how we do take things in order to see that they're not that way. And